Alrighty, so for this video, I'm gonna talk about something that was really weighing on my mind most of today. The fact that most people have a really hard time looking at themselves, Like, let's just take for instance what I was really noticing today. Never once have I ever heard Trump, JD, or really anybody in the Republican Party in the past couple of years or ever say, oh man, that dude Biden, that dude Obama, Kamala, we should just get rid of them. But I can show you 50 videos right now of so many different Democratic leaders and speakers. Like just today, I saw Bernie Sanders literally just say, kill Trump. Plain out, flat out, pretty much could put quotations on that. And how many times have you seen on The View, out in public, just people saying, kill who I don't agree with? Saying that Republicans are evil, that they are taking away their freedoms. And in my opinion, what I hear is y'all freedom to do fucked up shit, to destroy the homes of the next generation and next kids that are going to live here, to make this place an absolute trash bin, to make this place an absolute promiscuous whorehouse. That's not a good thing. And if anybody in the Democratic Party thinks that arrogance, violence, promiscuity leads to anything positive, and that's what your freedom is, there's something clinically wrong with you. And we see that a lot with the Democratic Party, where they pander to mental illnesses, they pander to distress, saying it's these people and it's no way out of it. And they constantly make people feel like they're oppressed. They constantly not only make people feel like they're oppressed, but encourage that it's okay to be extremely promiscuous and have a completely open sexual life. Which even me, before I was religious at 19, I'd never, ever, ever have cheated on a girl. I've never thought about cheating on the girl that I love at that moment. And maybe if I lose feelings, I'll go and I'll talk to her. But there's no reason to have a promiscuous life. As they said in Who's That Dude Syndrome and Incredibles, if everyone's special, no one is. If everybody's a king and queen, then no one is. And another really interesting point that I want to bring up is people call statistics racist. When I think it's interesting, which statistics can be pushed around and compared to different time periods depending on what you want to happen. But it is very interesting that even without looking at statistics, you could go to a predominantly white neighborhood, and there's maybe, if it's even like a really junky part of a neighborhood, like one of the worst white neighborhoods, trailer truck, redneck trash, it still somehow will have less crime, less muggings, less shootings, less murders, less da-da-da, all that type of shit than your worst black community. And it's funny how the 10 most violent and crime-riddled cities are the 10 most African-American cities. And I find this a very interesting issue with African-Americans. This is how I know Charlie Kirk and many people are right with the fact that the black community, the black American community, has been brainwashed. It's because I got tons of friends in Nigeria. I've been to Nigeria and Algeria for some shit that I'm not really going to get into. But I got good friends literally right next door to me. I can go talk to my bro Udo right now. Preferably not. It's 9:30 at night. He'd be a little upset. When I went to Nigeria, nobody out here saying that it's okay to just scream and yell and be arrogant. Most of the time, it was really interesting when like an African dude got angry at somebody, he'd get like quieter. He'd get like more sentimental. He wouldn't start fucking screaming and being arrogant and being delusional and shit, bro. Like, being my boy Jay, We were watching this video yesterday. Two very different situations. No, my bad. I completely fucked that up. Two very similar situations, two different outcomes because of how we have self-control. Let me break it down. We got two African American people being pulled over. The one lady just ran a stop sign. Really, that was it. I think she just ran a stop sign. I don't think she had like a warrant for her arrest. And this lady immediately, even though she has done something wrong, and as I think y'all have heard me say this before, when I get pulled over by a cop, because I know how oblivious people can be when they driving, and even me sometimes, shit, I don't know if I did anything wrong. Does that mean I didn't do anything wrong? No. So I'ma shut up. But this girl, she starts going off on this cop for no reason immediately after he's just like, hey, how you doing? You ran a stop sign. Okay, get your license registration. Pretty much in that exact same tone. And she just starts going crazy on him and literally just like, it's cause I'm black. It's cause I'm black. And shit, whoop de whoop. And then eventually she's literally just saying, fuck you, white man, and shit. And she escalates it with her arrogance so much that would have just been a ticket or a warning turned into an arrest. Assault on a freaking police officer because she started getting up in his face. She thought it was her right to get up in his face and start spitting. And it's really funny that whenever I see lots of these videos of arrogant people, African Americans getting arrested, it's really, really funny that they always say, I didn't do nothing, when there's probably 2 or 3 different camera footages that say you had done about 8 things wrong in about 2 minutes. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. Like, how many times have we seen a video of somebody trying to steal some shit and then be like, nah, that's my bike. Nah, that's my bike. Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of your arrogance? Are you proud of the way that you destroy society? Is this what you call your culture? Destruction? Murdering? Teaching babies at a young age to do drive-bys and shit? It's so atrocious now that I see so many like little kids out in the old neighborhood that I used to grow up in that was already pretty ghetto. I'm seeing little babies out there throwing up pew pew guns and fucking saying like fuck the police and shit, and they're not even like children, they're babies, they're still in their freaking diapers listening to King Von and stuff. Like, and then the other person that got pulled over was a 18, 19-year-old, very nice car, concealed carry, black little dude with a hoodie and a shiesty. But when the officer came up to the door, he was very respectful, nice tone of voice. Said, hey, I'm a conceal and carry registered. Yeah, the gun's right here. Here's my permit. And the cop, said license registration. He was like, here's my license. Registration's in here. He's always pointing out where stuff is, being very nice with him. And literally just through not yelling, cooperating, and maybe he did something wrong or not. And maybe the cop was racist. But maybe by the grace of God, this young man's kindness and overall civilness, that I can't believe that we're asking for civilness to be a basic human trait, got off with just a warning. Oh, you look at that. And I'm just gonna go on a different tangent. I used to be actually a pretty good rapper for a white boy. I like to make very like rager, melancholy like rager type of music. Like to keep my voice well spoken and low. I didn't like all the mumbling or even the choppy Eminem, Poya shit. I didn't like that shit either. But it was really hard for me to make rap music that was positive. And I found that, And I found that literally with just the way the music was structured it's going to push you into a provocative, manic type of state of mind. And I like that shit. I did like that shit back when I was younger, a kid, immature. But even then, I realized that rap music isn't positive music, bro. I think about to my bro, Marvin Harshaw. If you want to go follow him on Instagram, always show that man love. The best saxophone player I had ever met in my fucking life. And like me and him had just listened to like rap music growing up, especially like in middle school. We listened to a lot of rap music. But when the time we got into the jazz band, we started to realize that there was better just clarity. We just felt better, you know, like inside when we made jazz music. Like at first we was kind of hating on it. It's difficult. Why am I playing a B minor diminished 7 over 8? Like what the fuck is this? But eventually, like, I just felt like that clarity and stuff. I was like, man, I didn't know like music could be peaceful. And the guitar player that I was really listening to like learn how to play guitar was Wes Montgomery. And I don't know if y'all know anything about Wes Montgomery, but I would consider him probably the best African American guitar player ever. Put him over Jimi Hendrix, put him over B.B. King. Dude, for real, could work like magic on the guitar. And we realized that kind of through that clarity, we kind of realized that the anger, holding on to it, was our own choice. Now, I think as y'all heard me say in my last video, there has been many black men and women that have tried to kill me before for my skin color ever since I was a little baby boy. There has been many women who have decided to randomly cause chaos because they love it and they savor it and they think it's freaking great for some reason for society to be completely chaotic and loud. Do I think that all African American or all women are terrible? No. Does it give me a right to just randomly go out and be like, I've experienced police brutality and someone hurt me back in the day. I'm gonna stab this random black lady on the bus. No. No, literally, I have psychosis. I have brain damage. I got my shit stomped in. And I don't even feel that way, bro. Literally, as that man on the bus has voices in his head telling him to do wrong, I also had voices in my head telling me to do wrong. Did I act upon them? No. I do not feel the least bit sorry. I don't feel any empathy when I see every single court case being like, oh, my son wasn't a bad person. He was just mentally ill. Motherfucker, we all could classify as mentally ill in this sensitive freaking world. Like, my normal grandpa figured out much later that he had severe autism. Did that affect him in his life? Did that make him unable to function in society? No. He actually turned out to be one of the greatest Air Force generals ever in the Korean and Vietnam War. Severe autism. He didn't stay inside and put a rainbow on his face and be like, I'm just a quirky little princess. Like, I'm gonna be completely real right now. Yes, the Republican Party is the party of rationality. The Democratic Party tells you it is okay to be irrational. It is okay to cause chaos. It is okay for illegal things to be legal. It's okay for morally, not even like a biblical level, like even a baby could figure this shit out, seeing some of the shit that y'all do and they're freaking horrified. It's just on a moral level, the shit that I see on the left is wrong. Saying pedophilia is okay. Anybody who doesn't agree with them should die. Being white is not okay. It is horrifying for the 2025 polls. 53% of black Americans say it is not okay to be white. That is racism. African Americans are inherently racist. They are brought up from their mothers or fathers to hate you because you are different. When I'm sure as you remember from our last video, to bring it up again, that you could compare me to a lot of the people out in the street, same shit has happened to us. Different results because one of us has self-control and has a moral compass of that life isn't all about me. It's selfish, it's immature, and just without any shortness of the definition, it is evil and it brings destruction to society. What held us together with being rational to each other back in the day, you'd go to like freaking Blockbuster or some shit. I don't know, I was too young for that. I don't fucking know why I chose Blockbuster. And you would like, you know, somebody would get a movie that you didn't like the actor, or maybe you think that actor did something or da-da-da. Does that mean you're about to start going up to them and start chimping out? It's really concerning that the left think that whenever they're losing an argument, and I hate to tell y'all leftists most of the time, the reason why you always lose arguments is because you have no evidence to anything that you say. It is just what you heard or bias. And you feel like because you're on the Democratic Party of emotion means whatever, you say my emotions matter, this is what I feel is the issue, and have the audacity to tell people to educate themselves. My brothers and sisters of Christ, it is your emotions that you're basing these things on. So how are we going to educate? You are going to have to speak. But as we see from the left, no, they want to kill us instead of speak. They want to scream instead of enunciating their words. They want to cause chaos instead of harmony. I truly don't understand how much misinformation is shoved down people's throats. Like, I even had to probe my boy, like, Jalen. Like, I wasn't mad at him at all. Like, woo. But he had been fed by, I think, like, ABC News or whatever the hell, that the dude who shot Charlie Kirk was Republican. And they gave one piece of evidence, amazing for a freaking Democratic thing, one piece of evidence, that his dad was Republican. Ignoring his online social media forums, the way he lived his life, what he wrote on his weapons and ammunition, and the fact that his Republican father had turned him in. Are you guys okay? Like, are you guys actually okay? Because this is what I'm talking about. How do you not see this? The Democrats are so appalled that the right are saying it's not okay to induce hate speech and the murders of others, when the left has been the champions, if not the freaking gods of cancel culture. They have been the creators of cancel culture. You created it. And you took down people for far less than a man's death, an innocent man who only showed facts, love, and much more compassion than me or anybody else does. Whose only message that you should be judged by your character, who you are, how you act, instead of the skin that you have. And he was shot, had his neck blown out in front of his children and wife, orphaned and widowed. Not orphaned, just widowed. My bad, I'm fucking up, hell. And people are celebrating this. Like, yes, like, I personally wouldn't be comfortable hanging around somebody who celebrates the death of an innocent man. Like, even me as a person who literally lost my job because of the Democratic speaker for Biden, that curly-haired bitch, literally lost my job because she came to Ford and demanded us to make a bunch of shitty-ass products of EV shit that we didn't have the infrastructure for or the machines to build it. And it came out fucking terrible. Lost our jobs. Anybody who was really under the age of 35 because of seniority lost your fucking jobs. Now, does that mean that I'm like, man, somebody should just take Biden out to the back and just give him a good old schoolyard butt whooping? No, I wish he would see the light. That's the biggest difference between Democrats and Republicans, I would say, is when Republicans disagree with somebody, they want to talk about it. We're literally not angry. When someone disagrees with y'all, you start screaming, getting belligerent. Even if you were in the most butt fucking wrong anybody has seen in years, you will die on your horse because it's your emotions and you're the one who's a little special snowflake. Like, how many times did we see in Charlie Kirk's debates that they would bring up statistics, they would bring up actual facts, go on Google right in front of them, show it right in their face, and they would throw their water at them or just say, "You're white supremacist," and then leave. It's just quips. There's no evidence. There's no bite behind y'all bark. It's the reason why you lose every single argument, is because emotions don't beat facts. Pandering to horrible things and a degenerate lifestyle does not bring success. Another thing I really want to talk about is what is with the delusion of women. I saw this podcast today, a little clip of it, of these girls. Actually, let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull this shit up. I really want to hear this and let y'all hear this for a second, because it really had me fucked up. On like, not like fucked up as like I got insecure about it, but like fucked up as in like, it just didn't sit well with me. It made me sick, bro, to like know that people think this way, to know that people who claim sexism are inherently the ones who are the most sexist. People who claim that they are the victims of race and oppression are inherently the most racist people. Someone who makes everything about race and makes your identity, life, and everything about you about race, aka the Democratic Party, who says you are oppressed because of this, you feel this, or we all feel this because I'm a girl, or because I'm black, or because I'm Indian. That is racist. Do you understand the definition of racism? Is it saying somebody can only be or can't do certain things because of their skin color? And how many times do we hear black people say, "You don't know what I'm feeling, you're white. You wouldn't know anything, you're white"? What if we said that, "You don't know what I'm thinking, you're black"? That'd make you really uncomfortable, wouldn't it? That'd make you really, really uncomfortable. You'd get offended. And that's what I'm really talking about, is you have no perspective. The Democratic Party and the leftists and arrogant, terrible people don't want to look at themselves. And I hate to tell the Democratic Party this, and I'm pretty sure most of the hierarchs already know and are doing this on purpose. They are pandering to the most psychotic and evil, most delusional, most immoral people because they know they're going to buy into your shit hook, line, and sinker. You have no morals to contradict itself. Just like I don't agree with everything Trump says because I'm not going off the Republican Party. I'm going off the book of the Bible. It's really, really concerning. And I'm having a hard time finding this Instagram post, bro. What the fuck? But it's just really concerning, that this is the way people think life should be. Life should be terrible. Life should be violent. We should always be accepting of every irrational, immoral, and violent thing because somehow that brings peace and prosperity. Anyways, I can't find it, so I'm probably just gonna have to quote it. So these girls were on their podcast, I think it was like 3 or 4 of them, talking about how every man should be locked up in prison and earn their way out. And how many times have you heard women say, "Why do we need men? What do men do? We're the prize." I'm gonna let you know right now, with the way women act, I don't give a fuck if it was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. If she acts like the way like an average modern American woman or liberal woman acts these days, shit, that looks me nothing over the amount of headache you giving me, or the amount of screaming, the amount of irrationality, the amount of just causing chaos because girls for some reason think that any excitement is good, any attention is good, no matter if it's terrible or not. And it was really, really concerning to me because, if I'm not mistaken, if I were to go back on my phone again, I know I have this on me, the statistic. 61% of males are roofers. 97% of males are construction laborers, just like myself. 96 male are aircraft pilots and flight engineers. 93% of males refuse and reuse. I think he meant reuse. I think he wrote that shit wrong as fuck. Recyclable material collectors are 94% male. Truck drivers are 90% male. Farmer, ranchers, and agricultural managers are 86% male. Steel iron workers are 97% male. Electrical power line installers are 99% male. And if I'm not mistaken, girls are allowed to join the Navy SEALs. I don't think any one of them has been actually committed enough. I don't even think strong enough. I'm sure a girl can be strong enough, but I don't think they have the fucking commitment or morality to actually go through with that shit. Let's just be real right now. I don't think any civilization has been created by black people that's actually been like somewhat fucking livable and shit. No wonder why a whole bunch of brown and black people love to invade white countries and shit and make it like their shithole countries that they left, thinking that that's gonna bring glory to their god and championship to their children. It's just raping and pillaging. Have you seen like Muslim or Indian people around fucking pools and shit? Have you read the Quran? But it's just interesting to me, you know? It's just interesting to me. And I had to literally leave one of my old friends, Lucius. Just the other day, I was texting him like, bro, like, how are you gay as fuck? 200 bodies, which is why I literally don't smoke with gay people and shit. Have you noticed that gay people have a ridiculous body count? But he was telling me like, free Palestine, Hamas is good. And literally Hamas says that a woman of any age cannot leave without a man to go anywhere. It is okay for women and people who are not Muslim to be property. That's what it says in the Quran. I dare you to go to the Bible and point out, and as many people try to point out where they say, slavery and prostitution was okay in the Bible. No, it was brought up in the Bible. It was talked about, not encouraged. Didn't say you could do that. In fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of Jewish people didn't go into the promised land because they slept with some of the fucking Ninevite prostitutes or some shit. Probably getting that hella wrong, but you know what I'm talking about, kind of around. And it's just really, really interesting that they'll be like, oh, I never knew that. Oh, when you tell them these shits, when you literally open up the book or get your fucking friends to start talking about this shit, like, oh, I never knew that. Oh, I never knew that. And these are the people who are telling us to educate ourselves. They don't even know fucking anything. They're just going off their emotions because their party tells them the only thing that fucking matters is their emotions. The hate stems from them. They are irrational, terrible people. If you have like a liberal friend, like my boy Jalen, he's liberal, but me and him, we can talk about shit. Like me and him, we just had a whole back and forth discussion over a blunt yesterday after church, and we was banging out situations. Like it was great. Like we both felt like refreshed after it. That like we both got what was off our minds, and we actually found common ground. That's a good Democrat. But if you're the type of person to just scream and shout and just give like one word retorts or like insecure little jabs and shit, of course no one wants to talk to you. Of course no one values your opinion. You have no evidence, you're insecure and childish, and everything you do is immoral. Oh man, sorry, we're almost on the fucking 30-minute mark. And I can still go on and on. I have fucking so much shit written down here, like just to fucking pick out some random shit here. Animals protect their babies better than like us do, like now. And that's really concerning. That like your average red fox dad would make any human look absolutely just insufferable and inhumane. It just really feels that we have turned into ourselves. Like we only think that we're the fucking rulers of the world. And we're not, my friends. Brothers and sisters, there is one truth, there is one good, and that is God, Jehovah above. Thank you for joining with me today, and have a great night.